Okay, this is week three, listening three, Bruce Hornsby and Chaka Khan's Love Me Still. So, right off the bat, when the chords began, I could definitely tell that this was an emotion heavy song. I have never watched the movie before. Apparently, the movie is called Clockers. It came out in 1995 and it was directed by Spike Lee. And I could definitely see that, even though I've never seen it, I could tell that there's some emotion heavy stuff based in it because I believe the protagonist is a drug dealer who goes through like a lot of things that kind of impacts him and maybe the people around him as well. So I'm believing that maybe Chaka Khan and Bruce Hornsby kind of like got onto that and kind of like made the song like a little bit emotion heavy as well, because I can definitely tell that there's like a distinct difference between the last two listenings and this one, especially since there is singing within this one, so it's a little bit harder to focus on the piano playing in the background. But Bruce Hornsby does very well. You can definitely tell that he matches up with Chaka Khan as he goes higher, as she goes higher, he goes lower, as she goes lower. So it's definitely a little bit of teamwork present within this song. I am not too familiar with Bruce Hornsby, but based on what I've heard, he's definitely a talented piano player. I definitely felt like his playing was a little bit more calm, more conscious of kind of like the vibe that the song had, and I definitely think that he wasn't really banging on the keys like Horowitz and Jarrett, where I could definitely tell it was composed much like the Scarlatti Sonata, because I'm pretty sure that, if you're like going to have like a song in a movie, it definitely probably maybe needs to be composed based on kind of like, the vibe and the theme of the movie. And I definitely believe that both Chaka and Bruce took in the consideration of the themes of the movie with like how to put it in the song to kind of like create more of like a sense of like invoking emotion within the listener. You could definitely tell like you might feel like a little bit sad or maybe a little bit hopeful, because Love Me Still seems like a song that seems a little bit sad but hopeful at the same time, and maybe that's supposed to be conveyed in the movie as well. Like, again, I've never seen it, but it definitely sounds like it might, kind of like be like that. One thing that I can kind of take away from Hornsby's playing is that definitely at some point, I believe in the future, if I continue to do piano, maybe it's all about timing and matching up to the person who's singing. Like, say for instance, if at some point I work with someone and we're making a song together or we're covering a song together, I believe it's all about teamwork and having to sing with that person, but also like taking into consideration, like, like I said before, like timing, like what the theme of the song is, but also technique as well, because I could definitely tell that he was definitely prepared for the song, and he seemed like he was enjoying himself as well. So yeah, this week's listening is definitely a little bit more interesting and definitely a little bit more heartfelt. And I'm not saying Jarrett's playing wasn't heartfelt, but I definitely think that this one had a bigger sense of emotion planted within it.